The actually skills grown, putting myself hungry. I bully myself because it makes me do whatever my mind do what I'm merely an example of it. Even when I speak in tongues, but it's still fucking drunk and saying anything. And breathing on my teeth, the fun teeth bumping into the end, the voice, still chunky but funky. Find my head, something not it feel chunky and strong. Fingers fight with devils, and he's what they were from me. Ask really the nation, the negative direction, but the head would have to be the most dangerous to the discrimination. Last time I went, but if كان بعد بس الفكرة بس يعني سبيل الرسالة ولا تيجي نبي overseas and take a vacation just run and make her phone and visit and be retard vacation. Think now, why be a king when you can be a god?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Somebody typed it out.
Sir, I had typed. Sir, can I ask now or at the end of the class?
Bolo.
Sir, in the previous class, you had done a sum in which there was one body of mass 2m moving with velocity u, and there was another body of mass m moving with velocity u in the opposite direction. So, sir, when we did with
collision or head-on?
Oblique collision. So, sir, I didn't understand how do we find the velocity of m after collision. I understood how you found the velocity of 2m.
Using which frame?
The COM frame.
Okay. Using COM frame, you know 2m is moving with this velocity, right? Because the resultant frame should be this way.
Yes,
because
sir.
the resultant should come perpendicular.
Yes, sir.
Now, this is velocity of 1 with respect to center of mass. This was your 2m mass moving with this velocity. So m mass should be moving with a velocity such that velocity of 2 with respect to center of mass such that this momentum and this momentum should be equal.
Okay.
So I will get velocity of 2 with respect to center of mass is 2m velocity of 1 with respect to center of mass upon m. I'll get this velocity. This is the velocity with respect to center of mass. Resultant of these two will give me the answer.
Yes, sir. Now I understood. Once I know the direction. Thank you,
sir. So, today is a doubt lecture.
Today is the last lecture.
Yes, sir. We don't have another lecture.
And what was the last thing I covered in the previous class?
There were,
so that four ways
to find the maximum value of theta after collision.
Author's representation and student's representation.
The circle.
Researcher.
Circle one.
Okay,
Alpha ray scattering.
If we say doubts, what all doubts do you people have?
Then from Sengage
None related to portion coming for empty.
One at a time.
General doubts of the empty, sir, from the portion of the empty, sir, from previous chapters and also from this chapter.
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me your general doubts.
So you're not teaching, na? Today knew anything.
1 second, wait, before we conclude, let me understand what kind of doubts are.
Okay.
But sir, we had asked you to take the photos, so now then it would be a very mess if we dictate. You won't be able to understand
Each
sometimes.
student dictates a question. How do we take the doubts?
So you can do one thing, you can reschedule the lecture after 1 hour so that we can, if you have time after that, so we can send you the photos, it would be much easier.
You can tell the question number, sir has the book, no?
No, the edition is different, so the page number is also different, so that's the problem.
अगर आप लोग फोटो भेजेंगे और मैं सॉल्व करूंगा तो सॉल्व करके आपको ही डायरेक्ट भेज दूंगा, तो फिर क्लास की क्या जरूरत है?
सर
तो लेकिन आपको वो फटाफट रिप्लाई नहीं आता है ना, इसलिए।
सर आपको जिनके डाउट्स मिल जा रहे हैं अभी आप वो सॉल्व कर दो, जिनके साथ प्रॉब्लम हो रही है उनका बाद में हो जाएगा।
यस
Yeah, so that's also okay.
I don't know how to take a doubt lecture on this. Zoom lecture is a very confusing thing.
Sir, we are not continuing with collisions.
Sir, better. I have a better idea. Can you just, sir, revise the new empty portion, like the not?
Yes,
the
sir.
one that
Yes,
was-
that is also.
So,
I
like,
have a
which
doubt in
revision?
Circular
that.
and WP.
Yes, sir. Circular motion.
Yes, sir.
Give a brief
revise.
revision on empty topics, sir.
Circular
Better
motion,
idea.
sir. So just circular motion.
Circular motion, yes.
So circular motion and WP.
WP, sir. WP.
Sir,
Yes,
WP.
sir.
Sir, this way some doubts can also be doubts will also get cleared, and like we won't have to do the mess of a particular question and all.
Yes, sir. This is a good idea.
रिवीजन का क्या मतलब होता है यार, सब रिपीट करना होता है।
miscellaneous problems. Sir, we are lagging behind. We need to teach.
Or sir, you
But
can
we are
take a
also
regular
lagging
lecture for
behind.
now and attend at the.
Sir, you decide. Sir, you decide, sir.
Or it's a trap.
Yes, sir.
Given the choice, you people will make a lot of noise. Wait a minute. Wait. We will go ahead with center of mass.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Great, sir.
So when will you
Can
take the
I
doubt?
ask a doubt?
Yes, sir.
Is ready.
Send me your doubts on the WhatsApp on Friday. Thursday and Friday I am free. I'll keep sitting solving. I'll take a photo of that whatever I solve and I'll keep sending it to you.
Sir,
Whoever has the doubt.
conceptual है मेरा doubt. Like my doubt is conceptual.
वो भी explain कर देंगे उसी पर.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Now listen, this is important also. Please pay attention. Right? These forces are called impulsive and non-impulsive forces. This is a judgment which you people should have. There will not be a thumb rule where I can tell you all normal forces are impulsive. First of all, listen. Impulse is change in momentum. Change in momentum. Any change in momentum is impulse. Any change in momentum is impulse. Tomorrow, even without collision, there will be change in momentum. How we are? When an alpha particle is passing through a gold foil, it did not collide with any nucleus, yet its direction was changed. A Halley's comet passing through the solar system is not colliding with sun, but its momentum is changed. Right? So
Yes.
change in momentum, may it be direction, may it be magnitude, may it be small, may it be large. Any change in momentum is impulse. Any change in momentum. But what will be an impulsive force? What will be an impulsive force? Impulsive force is that force which can produce substantial change in momentum in a very short time interval. Infinitesimally short time interval. In a very short time interval, if it can produce a change in momentum. Delta T is very, very small. This is delta P. You generally tell me this is dP by dt. dP is F into dt. Very short time interval, if I can produce a substantial change in momentum, then it's an impulsive. Very short time interval, if I can produce a substantial change in momentum, then it is an impulsive force. Listen, tension in this string, in this situation, is not an impulsive force. I am pulling it with sufficient force, but it is not an impulsive force. Now it's an impulse. Tension in this way. See, now when I am pulling, there is tension. This is not an impulsive force. But suppose I do this. This is an impulsive force. This tension is an impulsive force. Are you getting this point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This tension, same tension here, same string here. Yes, this is not an impulsive force. This is an impulse. You see these movies on Shaolin monks. In one of the movie, I remember he will show the student. There is a mat hanging. He'll ask the student to hit the mat. The mat will swing. Now the monk will come and hit the mat with his knuckle. And there will be a small hole in it. Both applied normal force. But the normal force of this knuckle by the monk is an impulsive force, but by the student was a non-impulsive force. In a very short time interval, he pulled his hand back. So he's applied substantial force in a very short time interval that on the mat, there will be a small hole. If I'm right, the 26th chamber of Shaolin or some movie.
36.
36 Shaolin of Chamber.
36.
Chamber.
He even shows one more feat. He'll take a saucer and he'll throw over the water. The student throws and the saucer will go into the water. The monk throws and the saucer will hit the water and rise up.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
He
sir.
made the saucer rotate so very fast that in that short time interval, the normal force by the water is sufficiently large to produce substantial change in momentum. The saucer comes up, the momentum ka direction changed. Can you give us few standard examples in physics where we will be dealing with impulsive forces? I will. First take it down to you.
Done, sir.
Done, sir.
Sir, wait, sir.
So in the example where the master punches the mat, over there, where is the change in momentum taking place? I didn't understand.
A small piece of the mat, there is a hole in it. So the small piece will fly out.
Yes, sir. Okay,
So
so
that got the change in momentum, and the master's hand was so quick that he didn't give sufficient time for the momentum to spread all throughout the mat.
but then even the student hit the mat and it
The
swapped.
mat swings. So there also there is change in momentum. When the student hits the mat swings. So there is change in momentum, but it is non-impulse.
So why so? I mean, there is change in momentum.
Because you gave surplus time for the momentum to spread all throughout the mat. You hit the mat exactly at one place, but whole of the mat is swinging. Matlab you have given surplus time.
Okay, so the time interval should be short. That's the
Very
main-
short.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Sir, window breakers like in the cars also work on this principle, no, sir?
Yeah, when you fire a bullet, the glass will have a hole in it. Whole of the glass will not be shattered. Implies it is an impulsive.
Sir, sir, मतलब कि in the examples you were giving, the change in momentum was there in both cases, but what mattered was time interval.
Right. You
Okay.
should produce substantial change in momentum in a very, very short time interval. Then it's an impulsive force.
Sir, in that student and monk example, that time interval was very large in that student thing.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
So if we hammer a glass, then it shatters into pieces. That's not impulsive, right?
That is also impulsive incidental.
Oh.
You hammer a glass. The only thing is that you are using different parts of the hammer. Hammer will not be as sharp as a bullet.
Yeah.
So different parts of that will be again impulsive only. You are shattering the glass into pieces, right?
Yeah. Okay,
So
so
glass ka situation mein, you hammer a glass, hit it with a sharp object. If you are breaking the glass, the force you applied is impulsive. If you are not able to break the glass, then the force you applied will be non.
okay, sir.
Essentially, when we say if force is concentrated at a certain point, then it's impulsive.
No, don't give that interpretation.
Okay, sir.
No, let's see how it actually works. Now, have a look at this. This is a wedge. This is theta. A body strikes the wedge this way. Right? When the body strikes the wedge, this normal force is impulsive, this normal force is impulsive, but this normal force is non-impulsive. Non-impulsive. This is impulsive. This is impulsive. But this N naught will be equal to mg. It doesn't appreciably change in any short time interval. So are you telling me same normal force in different situations will be impulsive and non-impulsive? Yes. This normal force produces substantial change in momentum of the wedge. This N naught produces substantial change in momentum. This N naught doesn't produce any change in momentum. Hence, this is non-impulsive while this is impulsive. So, can you give an example where this becomes impulsive? Yes, observe this. If there is a body striking this way, observe this. This normal force is impulsive. This normal force is impulsive. These both are impulsive. Impulsive forces. This is also impulsive. Now, this has a vertical component. So now this N naught will also become impulsive. You mean to say, if this mass strikes capital M this way, this normal force will become impulsive? Yes. It's like striking in a short time interval. And how do I judge that? If you people ever observe carefully, if this mass strikes the wedge will bounce. If this mass strikes the wedge will bounce.
Yes, sir.
Why will the wedge bounce? Because of this non-impulsive force. Hit the body this way. There is a flat surface like this on the ground. Throw a body on it. When the body leaves, this flat surface will bounce. If it is a rigid body, why will it bounce? Because of this normal force. You people saw the movie Singham.
Yes, sir.
That there were quite a few memes done about the last action scene of the hero where he hits the guy downwards and the guy bounces upwards.
Yes.
Now, the only flaw in that situation was human body is not a rigid body. So you hit somebody in the downward direction, he will fall down only. He will not bounce up. Because human body is not a rigid body. But if it were a rigid body, it will bounce. Take this and try this. Take a plate at your home. Don't tell your moms that I gave you the solution. You do it on your own. Take a steel plate, keep it on the ground. Drop a spoon on it.
Yes,
You
sir, it
will see the
bounces.
plate also
It bounces.
bounce in the upward direction. You are hitting the plate in the downward direction. Why should the plate bounce here? Because this force is a non-impulsive force. So are you trying to tell me impulsive forces alone? This was an impulsive force. So we will insist that only impulsive forces balance an impulsive force. A non-impulsive force cannot balance an impulsive force. A non-impulsive force cannot balance an impulsive force. I will give you a few more examples. Take it down.
So non-impulsive force is always in this direction.
Relax. I'll give you examples. You'll understand. Take it down.
Okay.
So what about if you throw a ball on the wall, then the force on the wall
Impulsive.
should be non-impulsive, right? Because there's no
Impulsive.
change.
The ball will have the ball's normal force is impulsive. There will be deformation in the ball.
So, but the wall does not have any change in momentum.
Because it is fixed to the ground. There is an
But the
external
force.
force on it.
Oh, okay. But the force is still impulsive.
Impulse.
Okay.
Any sharp hit is an impulsive.
Sir,
Huh?
sir, here impulsive forces will also act on center of mass of the body.
क्या मतलब है इस statement का? All forces we take on the center of mass of the body. Vector
No.
summation of all forces is mass into acceleration. Acceleration will be the center of mass of the body.
No, sir, I asked because you gave that master and that maths example. No, in that only the part of the mat got
Right.
so
That
there.
situation is different. You are not applying a force. It was just a point where you applied the force and you did not give sufficient time for the force to be absorbed by the mat. Mat is not a rigid body, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Done.
No, listen.
Wait, sir. Sir, don't rub. Yes, sir, done.
No, listen. Then can you name non-impulsive forces for us to have a better understanding? Gravity is a non-impulsive force. Spring force is a non-impulsive force. Non-impulsive. That means in a very short time interval, they don't contribute to change in moment. In a very short time interval, they don't contribute to change in moment. Have a look at this. If there are two bodies falling like this is falling this way and this is also falling this way. After this strikes the ground, this will keep rising up and this is falling. Now, when they collide, this normal force and this normal force are impulsive. This is also impulsive. So far, I don't have a problem. Hence, if this is impulsive, one second. If this is impulsive, this will change the momentum. This impulsive force will change the momentum of this. This impulsive force will change the momentum of this. So only this mass I cannot conserve momentum. Only this mass I cannot conserve momentum. But both are taken as one system. Normal force becomes an internal force.
Yes, sir.
But gravity is an external force. Gravity is an external force. But gravity is
Non-impulsive.
Non-impulsive. Something important, listen carefully. Are you trying to hint to me that these both bodies put together as a system, you can conserve linear momentum? Yes. Gravity external force hai na yaar. But in that short time interval, gravity is not able to produce appreciable change in momentum. F into delta T is delta P. Just before gravity over a span of time is making the body accelerate. But just before collision and just after collision. Normal force can produce a change in momentum, but not gravity. Gravity in that 0.001 second, how much change in velocity will it produce? Change in velocity is u plus gt. This is 9.8 into 0.01 seconds. 0.0098 meters per second is the change in velocity in that very short time interval. Gravity cannot appreciably change the momentum in that short time interval. So both M1 and M2 put as a system. Even if I have got gravity as an external force, I can conserve linear momentum. Why? Because gravity is non-impulsive. Same happens for a spring. If I have a spring between two masses, that is non-impulsive in one short time interval. But if you give me a long time interval, I cannot conserve momentum. So, har waqt, whenever there is gravity, you will conserve momentum. You will say gravity is non-impulsive. No. Look at this example. You have solved this problem. Small m sliding down a wedge. What is the velocity of small m when it reaches the lowermost point? Do you remember this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In the vertical direction, you didn't conserve linear momentum here. Why? Gravity is non-impulsive. No, yaar, you should have conserved linear momentum. Here, small m is taking surplus time to come down to capital M's lowermost point. In that time interval, gravity produced appreciable change in momentum. While here, it is colliding and the time of contact is 0.01 seconds. In that very short time interval, gravity cannot produce an appreciable change. In this time interval, gravity can produce an appreciable change. Do you get the difference between the two?
Yes,
Gravity
sir.
undoubtedly is non-impulsive. Undoubtedly is non-impulsive. In a very short time interval, I will not worry about gravity. It cannot produce appreciable change in momentum. But if you give me some time interval, I will not conserve momentum in the vertical direction. Spring force and gravity are two non-impulsive forces. Take it down.
Sir,
Bolo.
sir, I have one question. Sir, so in that wedge wale example, it is not, matlab, we are not conserving momentum in that direction because that gravity can. So, matlab, sir, I just wanted to ask ki udhar we cannot conclude na ki gravity is impulsive.
Gravity is non-impulsive, yeah.
नहीं sir, in that wedge वाला नहीं sir, wedge वाले example.
कहीं पर भी, but there you are given sufficient time, so change in
अच्छा.
momentum will be large.
Okay,
Gravity is
हाँ.
non-impulsive. Non-impulsive forces also change momentum appreciably if you give surplus time.
Okay, okay.
Non-impulsive forces also change momentum if you give surplus.
Appreciable.
Give surplus time, so there is change in momentum.
अच्छा अच्छा, non-impulsive. Okay, thank you sir, thank you.
Excuse me, sir. So we can conserve momentum in the vertical direction for a very small time period. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Sir, but for example, in a spring, if we just keep a spring as it is and we strike it quickly, so it will go down for a small second and again bounce up immediately, right?
The time interval depends on the value of K. If I give a very strong spring.
Okay.
Oh shit. If I take a K like this, M1, and I strike this and give J, then I will take J is equal to M2V only. What did you do to the spring here? Spring is non-impulsive. I strike this way, then I'll take J is M2V. Why didn't you take K? K is non-impulsive. Can I have the board?
So 1 minute.
Yes.
No. Suppose I have a mass and string hanging this way. M0 strikes with a velocity of u. What all forces are impulsive? This normal force is impulsive, this normal force is impulsive. These both are impulsive. This tension is non-impulsive. But at the same instance, have a look. If small m strikes this way, now observe this. This normal force is impulsive. This normal force is impulsive. He is also impulsive.
So this body will also rise up, right? Then.
Right? Impulsive. Because of the impulsive force or a jerk, quite a few times this body will bounce.
Okay.
This is also impulsive. I'll give you one more example. Frictional force produced by an impulsive normal force is also impulsive. Frictional force produced by an impulsive normal force is also impulsive. Frictional force produced by an impulsive normal force is also impulsive. You mean to say if normal force is non-impulsive, then frictional force will be non-impulsive, which generates due to this? Yes. Example, take a ball, spin it this way and drop it, it will come back towards you, it will change its direction. Take a ball and spin it this way and drop it, it will go ahead. Take a ball, do you people ever play basketball, spin the basketball, it will fall and it will come back to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now it is changing its direction. How did it change the direction? Because the frictional force was impulsive. Frictional force was impulsive. Take a cricket ball, spin it and drop it, it will come back to you. Spin it in the clockwise and drop it, it will go ahead. Who changed the direction here? What was the external force? The frictional force due to an impulsive normal force is also impulsive.
Sir?
Huh.
Sir, can you please repeat about what you said about that cricket ball spin? When you spin it in clockwise direction, what happens?
You spin and see no यार. मैं आंसर बताऊंगा. क्रिकेट बॉल देखा है आपने कभी?
Yes, sir.
बॉल पकड़ा है आपने?
Yes, sir.
हाँ तो स्पिन करके देख लो. मैं आंसर बता दूंगा आपको.
Okay, sir.
You will have to experience that.
Sir, the spinners in the cricket match.
रुको. Ball देखो. Have a look at this. See, you spin it, I drop it this way, the ball should race back to this side. Right?
Yes, sir.
I drop it this way, it comes straight. I spin it this way, do you see it coming back towards me?
Yes.
Are you able to see
Yes,
this?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now I spin it in the clockwise and leave it, it will fall and it will go ahead. This ball is almost very soft and the flooring doesn't have sufficient friction. If not, you will see substantial change. Take a basketball and spin it on a basketball court, you will see substantial difference because basketball court is quite rough. Here also you can see. Are you able to see this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Comes back because normal force here is impulsive. Frictional force generated by the normal force is also impulsive. Right?
Yes, sir.
Take it down till here.
Sir,
Hello?
sir, the spinners in the cricket match make use of this property and spin the ball, right?
That spin is different. In swing and out swing is different. We'll explain that with Magnus. There, one side is made smooth. They keep rubbing it to their pants.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
One side should be smooth and one side should be rough.
Rough.
They use air and Bernoulli's effect to make the ball swing in the air. I'll explain that in fluid dynamics.
Okay, sir.
Sir, what if the mass m strikes the ball from below?
What if?
What if the small m strikes the bob from below when it is hanging from?
Then it will not be impulsive. There is no more tension on it. There is no more tension. If small m strikes, normal force is impulsive, but tension is non-impulsive.
Because the string will bend.
Because there is no more tension thereafter. How do you call it impulsive or non-impulsive?
Sir. Sir, so that ball wala example, sir, it is impulsive because the velocity, like momentum, velocity changes and so the direction changes. Like that's the reason we are calling it.
Momentum का direction तक change हो रहा है. कौन change करवा रहा है? Friction
अपना
change
friction
करेगा.
force.
And that frictional force is a byproduct of the normal.
Yes, sir,
Now,
correct.
listen carefully. In HCV, you have got quite a few questions where he will tell you there is a block and a bullet fired, there is friction on the ground. How much distance did the block slide? He'll ask you how much distance did the block slide. I'll explain. Take it down. I need the box.
So in this case, it will be impulsive friction, right?
Which case?
The one which you are going to do now.
You'll have to wait for me to do.
Okay, sir.
Sir,
And
can
it's
you
not
please,
impulsive.
sir, can you please explain why the tension will be impulsive when you are striking from above?
We showed you this, right?
Yes.
Impulsive?
Yes, yes.
वही तो होगा.
अच्छा.
This is impulsive tension.
Okay. Okay.
So if the rope is inextensible, will will it impulsive?
Will it also?
So if the rope is inextensible, will it be impulsive
All
still?
strings are inextensible. Yeah, counts of string is extensible. Everything is inextensible.
Okay, sir.
Now listen. This is capital M. This is a bullet moving with a velocity u. You have coefficient of friction mu. HC will ask you how much distance the bullet gets embedded into the block. How much distance did it move before it comes to rest? Now, first point is you conserve linear momentum between these two. Small m into u is small m plus capital M into V naught. Momentum कैसा कंजर्व कर लिया यार, यहाँ फ्रिक्शन तो है ना यार, एक्सटर्नल फोर्स. This normal force is equal to capital Mg. It's non-impulsive. Same bullet, if it were striking this way, the normal force will become
Impulsive.
Because the bullet is striking this way, this normal force is a constant force Mg. It is non-impulsive. Here friction is non-impulsive. So you conserve linear momentum. After conserving linear momentum, HC will ask you, what is the distance it moved? Half small m plus capital M into V naught square is mu small m plus capital M into G into displacement. This will be the displacement. Final kinetic energy is 0. Technically, final minus initial, and here I have a negative sign because friction and displacement are in opposite direction. The body is sliding, so it is mu into friction. Now that the bullet is inside, it will be small mg plus capital M. So here, conservation of momentum in the horizontal direction was permitted, even if there is a frictional force, because you are dealing with not a long time interval. You are dealing with just before collision and just after collision. You are dealing with just after collision and just before collision. In that short time interval, friction cannot appreciably change any momentum. Hence, friction is non-impulsive. Hence, you conserve the momentum just before and just after collision. Long after, you will not conserve linear momentum. Long after it came to rest. Right? If you give surplus time for friction, even friction will change momentum here. Non-impulsive forces also change momentum if you give surplus time. Take this down, I'll show you one more example.
Sir, can you repeat the conservation of energy wala statement?
Finally, it will come to rest because it is sliding on a rough surface.
Yes, sir.
Final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy
Yes.
will be equal to work done by friction.
Of course. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Displacement in an opposite direction, so I preceded it with a negative sign.
Sir, in NLM, when we told that spring absorbs shock, that means that spring force is non-impulsive. That's what, right?
Right.
Sir, so we can conserve momentum every time there is friction, but it is non-impulsive.
It should be non-impulsive. If small m was striking this way, then normal force is impulsive. Friction is impulsive, then I cannot conserve linear momentum in the horizontal direction.
Sir,
Hello?
Sir, if you had kept the block a little away, then also that friction and everything, sir, it was non-impulsive only, but that time that's
Mind telling
time
me
span
what
zyada
do you
tha.
mean by little away?
Sir, matlab, if you had kept that block M a little far away from the bullet, matlab, position jo
How
abhi
different
वैसे
is
था.
that?
No, sir, that time span will increase, so then we cannot do anything. Na?
Collision just before bullet, just before entering velocity दिया हुआ है.
हाँ.
So just after and just before that like time span is short, no yaar.
Okay.
Far away means bullet will take how much time to reach that? We don't care. It is just before entering and just after entering.
Acha, like that you are talking. Okay, then I
understand. Linear momentum also just before and just after.
After collision. And sir, can you please explain that last equation, sir?
Conservation of energy. Final kinetic energy after sliding for some distance, it will come to rest.
Okay.
Minus initial kinetic energy is equal to work done by friction.
Thank you,
Frictional
sir.
force into displacement with a negative sign because they are in opposite.
Opposite. Sir. Okay.
Then, sir.
So I had a silly doubt. Sir, if like the small m pushes the capital M block like in that particular time interval, then a friction will apply like a slight amount of force, right, on the capital M. So
But it will
then,
be slight. That's where is a catch. In a short time interval, friction will not produce any appreciable change.
so the change is not appreciable or substantial to call it.
Right. Delta P, it's like telling you F into delta T is delta P. For non-impulsive forces, limit delta T tending to 0, delta P also will tend to 0. For non-impulsive forces. So because delta P tend to 0, P initial is equal to P final.
Okay.
This is for non-impulsive. But if it is impulsive, even if time interval is small, if delta T tends to 0, if this is impulsive, then delta P does not tend to 0. Does not tend to 0 if it is impulsive force.
Okay. So in this case, friction was non-impulsive. That's why we were able to conserve momentum.
Right. लिखा हुआ है यार क्या confirm
Okay.
I am alert or no? Friction is non-impulsive. Now, I'll explain using one more example. I'll put it as a problem. Listen, you will solve this so that you'll have an idea. If you leave a body from here, from this side, when the body comes to the lowermost point, what will its velocity be? What will the velocity be?
Root 2GL.
Root 2GL.
2GL. Now what I do is, I'll make a small change for you to understand how an impulsive force will behave. I'll bring this mass a bit closer. This is L root 3 by 2. What did I do? I brought it a bit closer. The first example, what you are doing is, first example, you took this mass this way and you left it. So velocity at the lowermost point was under root 2 gm. Now you brought it a bit closer and you release. And you
Release.
do you see somewhere in between? I have an impulsive force coming into picture.
Yes, sir.
Jerk is there.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now the question asked is, what is the velocity when it comes to the lowermost point? I'll give you 2 minutes. Attempt, I'll explain. Though I'm supposed to explain this, just give it a try. Find the velocity when it comes to the lowermost point. Somebody typed under root 5 GL by 4, the root 6 GL by 2. That way I don't remember the answer, but I'll explain. Listen, all of you have a look at it. You will get the first feel of what an impulsive force will look like. First of all, this will fall vertically till here, till the string becomes taut. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Till the string
Yes, sir.
becomes taut means, let us find out this angle. This is L root 3 by 2. Cos theta is root 3 by 2. Theta will be
30 degree.
30 degree. So this is 30 degree. This will be 60 degree. This is V. Now have a look. What was the velocity of this just before the string became taut? This is under root 2gh. H is this height. From here till here, the body was freely falling.
L/2.
Freely falling. And how much is that h? 2g L/2. Because this is 30 degrees. This is root over of gl. This is the scenario just before the string became taut. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, yes.
Now observe this. Now that the string became taut, it will have this velocity of u. This angle is 60 degree. This angle is 60. U cos 60, u sin 60. This is T delta T, which is an impulsive force. This impulsive force will destroy this momentum. What is the final velocity along that length? 0. Why? This end is fixed. This end is fixed. So final velocity V final along the length of the string, V initial along the length of the string. Just before the string became taut, this is the velocity. Just after the string became taut, this is the velocity. If I would have asked you what is the impulse in the string, the impulse will be T delta T, which we call it as J with a negative sign. Why? It is in this direction. Momentum is in this direction. M into V final is 0. M into U cos 60. This would be the impulse in the string, which we didn't ask. We asked you what will be the velocity at the lowermost point. It is for your understanding that I am showing you what happened to this momentum. T delta T consumed that momentum. T delta T will be equal to the change in momentum with proper sign. T delta T is in this direction, momentum is in this direction. Final minus initial. Final minus initial, right? Now consider this. What velocity is left over with this ball? Only this velocity is left over. Now this will be V. Now conserve energy between this point and this point. What is the total energy here? Half m u sin theta whole square. What is the total energy? Half m u sin theta whole
Plus
square
mg L/2.
mg. This height is L/2. This height is L/2. Matlab this height is L/2. mg L/2. When it comes to the lowermost bottom, it will be half mv square. Key catch is for you to understand what happened to this momentum, destroyed by the impulse due to the string. Balance left over. Why didn't this impulse destroy u sin theta?
They are
Because it is in the perpendicular
Perpendicular.
direction. So u sin theta is perpendicular to this impulse. With this leftover velocity, it will come down. So now you know what is u, what is u. U is under root gl. M and M will go. Half will go. U is under root gl. GL sin 60. Sin 60 here. Theta is, you took this as 60, this as 60, u sin 60. U is here. Sin 60 is root 3/2 whole square plus GL is V square. 3 GL by 4 plus GL is V square. You know how to simplify that further.
Excuse me, sir. So please explain the impulsive part again.
J is change in momentum. Mass
Yes, sir.
into final momentum minus initial momentum.
Yes,
J
sir.
is in the opposite direction, so I put minus J.
Sir, I didn't understand that how we got VFS 0.
This is the length of the string which should remain constant. This end of the string along the length has 0 velocity. This end along the length will have
0.
Sir,
Thank you.
sir, can you please once again explain that minus t delta t?
Tell me your doubt in it.
Sir, I didn't understand how you got that m into 0 minus m into u cos 60. I
What
know
can
that is
m
change
into
in momentum.
velocity be called as? M into velocity is called as what?
Momentum.
Can I call this to be final momentum?
Okay, yes.
Is this the initial momentum?
Oh, okay, okay, yes, yes.
Change in momentum should be J, T delta T.
Yes.
J will be along the direction of tension. Force into delta T is change in momentum.
Okay, sir.
But if J will be along the direction of tension, then y minus T delta T.
That is in the upward, this is in the downward. Forces into opposite direction, I'll have to put a negative sign.
But J is in the downward direction.
See the direction of tension? If this is the string, tension is this way, why will it be downwards? With respect to a mass, it will be away from the mass. Here tension will be this way. On this mass, it will be in this direction.
Also same direction, no? J and tension.
J and tension are in the same direction.
Oh, you took negative, so I thought. Okay.
Okay.
Sir, how did you get the direction for U?
ये बंदा पूछ रहा है ऊपर से बॉडी ड्रॉप किया तो नीचे क्यों आ रहा है बॉडी तो यू ऊपर ले लूं या नीचे ले लूं आया ना
नीचे आएगा बट सर कुछ एंगल पे नहीं है डायरेक्टली वर्टिकली डाउनवर्ड्स रहेगा
नेचुरली वर्टिकली डाउनवर्ड्स है भाई स्ट्रिंग तो टॉट है ही नहीं
यस सर
when it is falling from here to here string is not taut there's only one force gravity so because of gravity vertically downwards ही तो आएगा
okay sir
So in this case also, as soon as the string becomes taut, the ball will bounce, right?
all will get a jerk
Yes, sir. So
that will be very short time interval so as it is you can consider the continuous motion of that particular ball
so but if that jerk is due to the impulse, I don't understand how it's being caused because the impulse is being used to destroy the velocity.
that's
Then
why you
why-
are taking the destruction in the momentum
Yes, sir. So then how does it jerk upward if all of the if the
yes
impulse
because
is
of the
used?
elastic nature of that particular string in these problems that we are solving we are not taking the elastic nature of the string in actual practice it will jerk because it will bounce because of the elastic nature of that particular string
So the impulse causes the string to like bounce because of its elastic nature. Okay.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, in the right side diagram, you had just taken any one instant between that ball's journey.
nahi I dropped it from here so at this point the string is stopped
Oh, okay, okay.
so this length is L
हाँ वो सब समझ गया. Thank you.
when the string became taut that's the situation just before the string became taut just after the string is taut this is the situation
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Excuse me, sir. So in your explanation, sir, आपने कहा था ना कि T और delta T will totally consume U cos 60.
Right.
Also, can you repeat how you concluded that again?
Because it became zero. So where did this momentum go? Well, the final momentum along the length of the string became zero. So where did this momentum go?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Understood. Thank you, sir.
Sir, can you please repeat a part of that elastic nature what you told?
Don't worry about elastic nature यार ये आपसे झाजम नहीं हो रहा है अभी elasticity भी सीख लोगे आप keep that aside can I rub the board
No.
Wait, sir.
So please wait.
Okay.
So that minus T delta T that you have written is because it's towards the peg, right? And velocity is away from it.
इस डायरेक्शन पॉजिटिव लेंगे तो इस डायरेक्शन को क्या लेंगे?
Okay, sir.
नेगेटिव लेना है कि नहीं? वेक्टर्स हैं यार. अब m into v I took positive, m into u cos 60 I took positive. So opposite direction तो negative लेंगे ही लेंगे, वेक्टर्स है.
Done.
One more small problem to explain the same similar concept. This will be slightly tricky. At the first place, you will feel the question is wrong. Don't jump to conclusions. This is a large flat surface, ground rather, smooth. The surface is smooth. Length of the string is L. H is lesser than L. Obviously, if H is not lesser than L, small m will not collide with this, right? Say something.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
H is smaller than L.
It will bounce.
This is smooth surface. H is smaller than L, so small m will collide with the surface. So far, so good.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir.
It is a perfectly inelastic collision. Perfectly inelastic. कौन सा collision है?
Inelastic.
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 Perfectly inelastic between small m and the ground. They are asking you, after small m collides with the ground, what is the maximum height to which it rises? Find maximum height to which small m rises after collision.
So zero, no? Inelastic.
Zero is
sir.
not the
हाँ
answer.
सर
At the first instance, you will feel the question is wrong, but that's the beauty in the question. Think carefully and solve. Don't be in a hurry. I'll give you 5 minutes. A proper example of impulsive forces. Till then, I'll keep making noise with the ball. Keep bearing it.
So will it rise due to impulsive forces?
I don't know. I will not give you a hint.
Sir, initially the mass is released, right?
आपको क्या लगता है मैं पकड़ के बैठूंगा तो कोलिजन होगा? कौन
No,
है
sir.
भैया? कहाँ पे मिलोगे तुम बताओ? आ
I
जाऊंगा।
thought you have given initial velocity.
नहीं, इनिशियल वेलोसिटी देंगे तो वहां लिखूंगा नहीं। Now the first doubt that comes to your mind is.
Sir, 1 minute.
Give us some more time.
Okay.
So we have to find the answer in terms of H, L, and M, right?
H and L.
Oh, H, L. Yes, sir.
People who are reporting H cube by L square, it's wrong. h to the power 5 by L to the power 4. H to the power 5 by L to the power 4. Beauty in the problem is, listen, when this bob comes and strikes here, what was the velocity with which it was striking? That will be under root 2gh.
Yes.
This velocity will be destroyed because of the impulsive, rather inelastic collision. Inelastic collision ka small e is 0. Relative velocity of separation upon approach along
Common normal.
normal. Relative velocity of separation along common normal will become 0. Along common tangent, why will it become 0? This velocity will survive. If I call this value to be theta, this value will be theta, this will be theta. Under root 2gh cos theta will survive with the body. Under root 2gh sin theta will become 0 because of inelastic collision.
Normal, it's along.
Relative velocity of separation upon approach will be 0 along common normal. So this velocity will become 0. This is a smooth surface. Velocity along common tangent will remain with the body. First concept, are you able to recollect this?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now from here the string will loosen. It will again become taut here at an angle theta. When it becomes taut, impulse will come into my scene. Just before the string became taut, velocity was under root 2gh cos theta. This is theta, this is theta, this is theta, under root 2gh cos square theta. What happened to under root 2gh sin theta?
Zero.
Destroyed by the impulse.
Consumed by impulse.
From here till here, the string got folded. There was no tension. The moment the body came here, tension comes into the picture. That impulsive force will destroy this momentum.
So that
This
should
will
be,
be
Sin theta, cos theta.
so that should be sin theta cos theta.
cos theta sin under root 2gh cos theta sin theta. Now this velocity is left over with the body. Half m under root 2gh cos square theta whole square will be mgh dash. M goes right. 2gh by 2 will become gh. G and h will go. H into cos theta is h by L whole to the power 4 is h dash. H dash is h to the power 5 by L to the power 4. Two important concepts revisited. Inelastic collision में relative velocity of separation is 0 along common normal. Impulse due to the string will destroy this momentum. This momentum will survive, because of which it will rise to a height of h dash.
Sir,
Hello?
sir, I am not understanding ki, why will the ball rise once again after after the string has become taut?
No, इस velocity का क्या करूं? This velocity is this component cannot be balanced by a perpendicular force. So उस velocity का करूं क्या? छोड़ दूं?
अच्छा, okay, sir.
Sir,
No.
so what if it was a elastic collision?
Then it will bounce. This velocity will remain as it is. This velocity will now be in upward direction.
Okay.
Projectile motion.
Sir, why did you take it on the other side, the string again? How? Okay, because it
This
moves straight.
velocity naturally it will come to the other side.
Okay.
Sir, but there are non-conservative forces in between. So how did you conserve energy?
It's
Who is this? What is your name?
The ground is
Name the non-conservative force.
Okay.
Name the
Sorry.
non-conservative
Smooth है ना?
I thought normal. Sorry.
No.
Sir, here when is the string gets start at the first position where you have put downward directions? No, at the second case when it firstly strikes the.
Right from the start, it is stored. You didn't bring it ahead and leave. You left it from the extreme. All throughout the string is stored.
Okay.
All throughout the string is stored.
Sir,
Hello?
sir, I have one silly doubt, sir, that I am confused with that angles thing, sir. Sir, in the right, when you brought the ball to, sir, there I understood. So then when you brought the ball to that side, sir, that angle theta, that position change, matlab, initially that angle theta was between √2GH.
Now I have you. Vansh, ab suno. Now that you asked, pura sunna hi padega. This triangle and this triangle, this length is equal to this length. This side is common. कभी similar triangles, congruent triangles के बारे में सुना है?
हाँ सब हो गया. हाँ. Thank you.
वंश कौन सा सेंटर का बच्चा है?
सर आपके सेंटर.
जिस दिन मिलोगे बहुत पिटोगे.
अरे सर.
No, there are quite a few such type of things we have to address with impulsive forces. It will take us another 2 lectures before I can give problems from it. After impulsive, we will deal with variable mass that will complete center of mass and conservation of moment. Now, today itself, don't post your doubts. Today, tomorrow, I will not be able to take the doubts. Fridays, Thursday, evening say keep posting. I am free on Friday. I'll keep solving and I'll keep posting it back to you. Preferably post it in your doubts group only, because by chance if the doubts are more and I am unable to solve them, somebody who has free time will solve it and put it. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Wish you all the best for the MT. Though
Thank
I
you,
also
sir.
didn't see the paper till now, right? I may see it on Thursday or Friday. Wish you all the best for the MT. The paper will
Thank
be
you.
different from here after.
Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
sir जो आज
So
हमने
will
पढ़ा
this one be difficult?
One at a time.
सर जो आज हमने पढ़ा वो कोलिजन कराता है.
It is in collisions.
So, sir, a lot is left.
Yeah. 2 lecture और है इस topic में.
And for the chapter?
Then variable mass. ये 2 lecture के बाद variable mass, rocket propulsion. Till now all your masses are constant. Then we will change the mass. That will complete the chapter.
So, sir, in HCV divided the chapter for variable mass.
No, HCV may except for 57th you can solve all the problems of HCV.
So, there only one problem on variable mass.
No, only one problem on variable mass. But we have lot many to do, including this.
Okay.
Sir, on Thursday also you will take doubts, right?
Thursday we don't have a lecture.
Sir, I guess there are 3 lectures of KVP, so you will take.
Excuse me, sir.
Sir, we have a doubt on Wednesday, I think.
Okay, perfect. The doubts, get them cleared. जो जहां मौका मिलेगा, get your doubts cleared. Something not cleared, that you leave it in the group, I'll solve.
Okay,
sir. Sir,
All
can
the
you
best
excuse
for the major test.
Sir, wait, sir, don't end the meeting. I want to take a screenshot. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir, done. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.
All the best for your major test.
Thank you, sir.
sir.